Hello everyone. Today I'm here with Floppy.
Hello, guys.
And we want to show you a new Blazefarm, which is significantly faster than the old design. And I think, first things first, we should directly show it working. So to show you the blazes, I have some command block here to have them with the glowing effect. It's a pretty nice animation how they get up. You turn on the farm right here. And we just have a cardboard bot here killing the blazes, just with a sharpness 5 sword, swinging it as often as he can, so every 13 game ticks. The start is not perfect, it will take 3 or 4 cycles until all blazes get up, since the sequence is a little bit weird. But now, as you can see, we go in game mode 3, the player is killing all the blazes, and that's pretty much it. So the rates are 32k blazes per hour in single player mode, which translates to 64,000 blaze rods. For the collection, we just have a few stacked hopper minecarts with some hopper distribution, and these 12 hoppers can keep up with the speed. And they also can barely keep up with the multiplayer speed. We tested the double mob cap, and in double mob cap you actually reach over 100,000 items per hour. So more than 50k blazes. And to the XP, even in single player mode, you almost get double the XP limit. So when you're standing here with 2 players collecting the XP, you still get more. So you always need this cactus to destroy the XP. Otherwise, the server will crash in less than a minute or so. It's so many XP. It's probably the fastest single dimension XP farm, I think. So the concept is quite similar, but so we just have conveyors, elevators, and another conveyor. But I think we'll now go over how we started designing this and why it's so much faster than the one we have on survival we just showed a week ago.
Time to rebuild.
Yeah. So we have something prepared over there and just get there now.
Okay, yeah. So this whole started with an idea I had, I don't know, like a week ago, and that's to somehow make a conveyor that can convey only blazes so that we have room to put trapdoors on top. And that's this layout here. So you might think, wow, this is really weird. How the heck do blazes not get left behind? And we both thought that for a long time. But it actually makes sense if you slow it down and think about the timing. So first thing that happens is this gets pushed over and this piston starts extending. At the same time this piston is extending, this piston is pushing over. So any mobs that would be there are pushed over to this half block here, and this piston starts extending. And same thing happens here. Same time as that is extending, this piston here is extending, and it just alternates back and forth. So all blocks in the conveyor are covered, and no blazes ever get left behind. I don't think I've ever seen a blaze get left behind in the actual spawn spaces.
The conveyor is completely lossless. It's only the transitions between the conveyors that are not 100%, but yeah. It looks so weird, but it works. So this is pretty much the most lag-friendly conveyor you can make, since you have one spawning space covered by one piston. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Since the old farm was mainly limited by lag, and we had to decrease the lag and increase the spawning spaces, and that made it possible with that design.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we know a lot more compared to when you designed it 3 years ago.
Exactly.
What components are so laggy. So.
And we can put trapdoors now everywhere. That also is a huge limiting factor on the old design. So now we can just put them everywhere. Yeah. So we first had this design, as you can see here. It's wired as a conveyor, just like that. And then we built a farm with this because we thought, I mean, this has 33% density on the spawn pads. You can see it working as well. So the blazes go like left and right all the time, but also forwards.
Yeah.
And then this is the first design we made. So you can fit 5 spawning layers in the sub chunk now without increasing it. So that's already one more than the old design. And since the density is also higher, the old one was, I think, I don't remember, I think
21k? Or this?
No, I mean in density, I don't know. less for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, this one.
Not
I
quite
don't
sure,
remember.
but yeah. So we stacked 5 layers instead of 4, and since the density is also higher, we can shorten the conveyors. And with this, we already have more than 5k spawning spaces, I think, compared to the old one, which had 3k. And yeah, that was the first
No,
concept.
didn't we? We shot for over 6K to begin
Oh,
with.
oh right,
And
the
then
other one has
I think we
7k now.
calculated wrong. This has way more than that too.
Oh right, yeah, I first wanted 4k and now it has 6k, true. So yeah, this has 6k spawning spaces, if I remember correctly. Then the concept up and at the top is the same, so 20 meters per second sideways at the top and 30 meters per second up. But 30 meters per second wasn't actually that easy. So as you can see, it's
God.
quite compact since it's 6 wide tileable. The elevator basically has to be 5 wide or something, non-sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 6. The conveyor is 5 wide tileable, but we don't actually need it to be 5 wide tileable anymore. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
could have, you see there behind the glass, there's an air gap. You could have put the piston here for the other side, but then the timings at the top wouldn't have worked out. So since it's 5 wide tileable, the difference between this one and this one at the top should be 5 ticks because it's 20 meters per second, but at the bottom you could only do 2 ticks, so that would not have worked and increased lifetime of the blazes. And so we decided to make it less dense, but even with that, making an elevator that fits in that tight space, it's basically 3 by 5 blocks. This one fits, and yeah, it even has 2 elevators basically. It's a mirror design, so that was quite hard. It took us 3 or 4 hours to figure that out. We had multiple designs, but this is also really lag friendly.
Yeah, minimum number of pistons firing at any given moment.
Yeah, only a single piston for the zero tick and so on. So that was the first design, but then, yeah, as you can see, there is some nether brick here with some glass on top. So I thought maybe you can use that space as well, with where the piston is. And since we have the air block here anyway, we can put a piston there. And that's what we came up with later. So this is the second design, second layout, where we just have a piston pushing over that blaze. The problem was you cannot use the top line for triggering the piston, since it would trigger 2 game ticks after that one, and the blaze would just get stuck in this piston head here. So you have to trigger them 2 game ticks earlier, basically. And that's why we have a second line running below. Oh no, not in this design actually. In the real farm. In the real farm, it's, you can quickly fly there. In this farm, we can go in game mode 3, just observer towers stacked up basically, and a line running below. So that we also only have half an observer per piston firing, so it's really lag friendly as well for this additional piston. That's what we have here. It increases the width of the conveyor by 1 block, but as you can see, the other design, this one here, it doesn't increase the width, has repeaters, and we decided to use the one with the observers instead, since observers are more lag friendly than repeaters, and the farm's really running at lag limit.
Yeah, repeaters are really bad in 12, so maybe in future versions you can do this no problem, but then again, in future versions, I doubt this runs at 20 TPS anyway, so...
True.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't mentioned that the single player thing runs at 33 MSPT, I think, on our server. I could not make it work on my PC running at 20 TPS, since the client is just really, really bad as well. You get almost no frames there. So you cannot run the client and the server on the same CPU. It just doesn't work, really. Or maybe if you have newer generations of CPUs, you can run this at 20 TPS, but yeah, you should run it on the server. So, and this, now for the density, so this is actually a 50% dense layout. You can stack 3 high. I don't think it's possible to make a more dense conveyor thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a 50% density conveyor, to my knowledge. So this is
really cool. And the one we used in the farm has 42.8 percent density. So you lose like 7%, but it doesn't matter since the sideways is 20 meters per second and you only lose like 4 ticks or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, other than that, oh yeah, this farm, I also linked that farm in the video description. This farm is actually possible in single player, so if you want to build the Blazefarm in single player, build this one. It runs at around 40 MSPT, since it has, I don't know, it's just more lag friendly. Yeah, it has a few less spawning spaces, I think, like 700 or 800 less even. And yeah, I linked that. It's 28.7k blaze rods, so around 3k slower, but it's also more lag friendly. So there are two versions. And coming back to the original, or to the final design, I mean. Yeah, what we changed from this to this, it has one spawning layer more than the other one to decrease the length of the 10 meter per second conveyor again. So as you can see, these conveyors are way shorter than the other ones over there. That's also due to the density, but also the extra layer helped a lot. The middle 3 blocks raise in the next sub chunk here, but since they're, it doesn't really matter. It's better to have more spawning spaces than getting these few spawning attempts.
Pack spawning is slightly worse because of that, but it's fine. It's a lot more spawning spaces, so it's a much greater benefit.
Yep. And as you can see, there's another thing changed. We have the 30 meter per second elevator again, but this time the 20 meter per second elevator also goes 10 meters per second up. So you decrease the lifetime of the last conveyor here by like, I don't know, it's probably 0.6 seconds, I think, which is quite a lot, and that just adding that conveyor increased the rates by another 1.5k, I think. It was pretty hard to wire because this is 7 wide tileable, and in theory for a 20 meter per second conveyor it would be great if it's like 4, 5, 10 wide or even 8 wide tileable. So it's really tricky to get the mobs in. It's just chaos out of random blocks. Also, you want everything transparent, so non-opaque, of course. So everything built out of slime, glass, and snow layers. They are really special. They are non-sticky, but don't raise the sub-chunk. That's why we use them here.
Yeah.
You can't use it in future versions. You have to use extended pistons everywhere then, or you just don't care about these few spots and just put leaves.
Yeah, it's probably the least impact on the overall rates. If you don't want to use the snow layers, you don't have to. We never even tested it without the snow layers, but it's better to have it, obviously.
We just went all out with this. As you can see, the whole conveyor is completely transparent. There are a few obsidian blocks where you really can't use anything else, but other than that, yeah. It was pretty hard to get the mobs in. It's just a mess. And then
they helped a lot with the transparency.
They end up here in the killing spot. So we have just a double piston extender here, and they get pushed in right here. These pistons are always extended, so they can't get out. That's also a change to the old farm, or also to the slower design. The drop, just a 3 block drop, takes more than a second for the blaze to get down. And right here we have not a single block drop. So they are killed right at the end of the conveyor. And that also, increased the rates by another 1k, I think. It's just all these little improvements that helped. And right here, oh, he destroyed the vine. Actually, there should be a vine here, which is really important. You have to place that vine here. I can't right now. There should be a vine. Because the mobs get crammed in here on average. You get, I think, 23 blazes per pack. But since it's random, of course, you quite easily get over these 23 and they start cramming. And that's why you need that vine here. Otherwise, you will lose around 3k blaze rods per hour or something. So really, that was the last thing we noticed because we got way less drops than blazes killed. Yeah. Okay, what else?
The magma cubes get cactused.
Oh,
It's just the easiest instead of dropping them into the void. But yeah, so
yeah.
that's it.
Right here we have a cactus to kill the magma cubes. You can also, it's even faster than having them voided, I think.
Yeah,
So,
should be.
and so also don't have to remove Rise 0, so it's pretty nice to have that. So the conveyors can also convey all the 1x1 magma cubes. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's an all-purpose conveyor, so no matter what height it conveys them. So
Yeah, you could probably also make a really fast all-mob fortress farm with that single dimension.
yeah, using all these concepts,
Yeah.
Adjusting your old concept, probably get a couple skulls faster.
Yeah. Alright, one last thing we forgot about is these observer lines here, they are not connected to anything. We originally wanted to have some reset line where you could reset the conveyor, since when you log off when the farm is running and it's getting unloaded, the pistons can drop the normal pistons, of course. And we wanted to fix that since we have the observer towers in the middle anyway, and every second block was an air gap. You can fit another observer tower there to fix them. But as you can see, they are not connected to anything. We were just too lazy to figure it out. So better don't unload the farm. If you're smart enough, you can attach something maybe and reset it. Yeah, that's what these lines are for. Just that you're not wondering, they're useless observers.
Yeah, the concept is to 4-tick the sticky piston so that it will always retract the piston back in, no matter what position it's in.
Alright, I hope we mentioned everything that makes this farm so fast. And I hope you liked this video. Leave a feedback in the comments and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.